I'm thirsty.
What?
Rolling.
Rolling on a river.
Game sync starting on Mari.
Game sync? What are you talking about, Mari?
Rolling video. That's really
Now I want to hear the whole song.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the channel. We've got a new episode of our show here today. Who do we got?
Mari!
Joven!
Lasercorn.
Sohinki.
raw.
And Wes!
And we are
My eyeballs are dry.
New Elements!
Six.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show.
Hey, you didn't
Wait,
AKA.
wait, wait,
Jerry.
Oh, that's right.
Whoa.
AKA
NE6.
AKA
NES.
AKA
The Mad Hatter Batterings.
Bada bang!
Love it.
That's bars right there.
Before we jump any further into the show, I do want to let you guys know that what you are watching on YouTube is a cut down version of an extended show that we do for our patrons. So if you would like to watch the video version of the extended cut, you can go over to patreon.com/newelement6. We've got a link down below. You can support us if you would like to, if you'd love to. We would love to have you part of that community. But if you can't, that is completely fine. On Fridays, we try to upload onto Spotify and Apple iTunes a audio-only extended cut for those of you that would like to hear the extended cut. So just know that there's more there. And then on our Patreon, we also have fun stuff like wallpapers. We've got exclusive videos that only go out to the patrons. So there's a lot of cool stuff. Go check it out. But what are we doing today? Because it is June, we are going to be giving our own commencement speeches for those of you who've graduated either college, high school, or maybe even junior high. We're going to give you our words of advice in our own commencement speeches. And then we're going to get into the main topic, which is...
Oh, I know. It's our main topic of advice that we would give ourselves in high school.
which hopefully will transcend our younger years and then be absorbed by you guys. And then after that, we will go into our NE6 questions, and followed by the end of the show. That's it. Credits roll. We're done.
No, there's
Jovenism
Jovenism, dude!
Yeah, you forgot.
The best
you forgot
part.
the most important part.
Happens.
I think he purposefully left that part out.
Yeah, little purposeful.
So let's jump into our icebreaker segment today, which is our commencement speeches. So who's
Can I go first?
feeling-
Like I have a really, it's like a positive, hopeful message.
Do you know?
So is this our graduating speech?
Nice.
Or
Yeah,
It's a
graduation
graduation
speech.
address.
Okay.
Yeah, this is in lieu of the graduating class of 2020 not really getting the graduation that most people would get because of quarantine, because of coronavirus. People are home, and so this is an online version.
We got you.
If we were the
But y'all talk too much, so I'm giving you a 2-minute maximum.
I don't know how long that is. We talked for like an
Neither
hour
do
and a half.
I. When I say stop talking, you just have to stop. I'm guessing in my head.
And I graduated from college, and
Oh,
so I
rub it
feel
in.
I'm pretty learned,
Smart.
and so I
Ass monkey.
so I just wanted to give this very uplifting message to all of you graduating 2020. So here we go. Dear class of 2020, you probably went to school because, like we were all led to believe, you thought if you received a higher education, you'd land yourself a high-paying job, which would turn into a high-paying career, and then you and your husband or wife would settle down and have a couple of perfect kids. To put the reality in a language you'll understand, big oof. Unfortunately,
You've never sounded so old.
oh my god. Unfortunately, the reality of your last 4 years of partying is that you've wasted a lot of time that you could have been specializing in something or attempting to join the workforce. Sorry, but your degree in communications will most likely only lead to you receiving the communication that, we're sorry, but your job application has been denied to the restaurant you're trying to work at to stay afloat at least 10 or so times. But don't be discouraged. You'll eventually get that job, and you'll work that job even though it frustrates you, until hopefully you can stay afloat long enough to find the thing you really want to do. Unfortunately, you probably should have just done that 4 years ago. Good luck.
Good job, Zoe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do one of these things and pretend like I just graduated.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
nice.
weird.
But can I do need to clarify, like, this is meant to be facetious. I do think college is worth it, and you should absolutely go to college. I was trying to be funny.
Sure,
All right.
yeah, that's definitely the message that's been painted. But in our new world, we'll see how necessary it is. You're right.
Today's letter is S for Sohinki, also cynical with an S.
No, see, that's why you need to go to college.
And next up, walking to the podium, we have Miss Mari Takahashi.
Take God.
God, why do you trigger me like that? Get my name right.
Mrs. Maria.
Well, you were a guest speaker at this imaginary school. They got your name wrong. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I wrote this as if I wasn't a high schooler, but like I was coming back to the graduating class as a, what are they called? Like an alumni.
Alumna.
Okay, yeah. So I wrote it like I'm
Like
an
your
alumni.
aluminum.
Okay. Can we cue the music?
Yes. Cute.
Dear graduates of 2020, what a show of a year. I can truthfully and wholeheartedly say from my own experience and years of being a human person living on this earth, I have no idea what it's like to be a senior in the year 2020. And I'm not about to pretend. This year's cray-cray. Y'all don't have the chance to fake tummy aches, to skip classes, eat mediocre lunch food, or heckle your friends walking across the lame high school gymnasium stage in their ill-fitted graduation gowns. No, you don't have that experience. You won't have it. But what you do have is a stronger voice than ever before in history. You have the ability to connect with communities, create international, global friendships that transcend distance and time zones, rip, sleep, and ways to find your tribe better than ever before. You have the opportunity to search online and learn, evolve, and grow at lightning speed if you choose to, and if you so wish. I hope you stand strong. I hope you stand proud. I hope you know how badass your generation is, how much change you're enacting, how many seemingly impossible mountains you're moving together as a community. 2020 is a hot mess and the embodiment of every Karen in the world. But goddamn, I know you're gonna kick ass. Be well and celebrate. Here's to you, class of 2020.
All right.
Yeah,
Man,
very good.
That
very
was
good.
great.
That's good.
That was great. Look at that first guy.
She said, "Dig
All
with
right.
the cray cray."
Well done.
I don't think it was quite as inspirational as mine, but it was fine.
I'm not next. Who wants to follow that?
No, I think you are next. All right, and coming up next to the stage to speak to the class of 2020, we have Yoshua Jovenshire.
Oven like you cook with, Shire like where the hobbits live.
Hello, class of 2020. I've got my speech right here for you. It's
Oh, this is so perfect.
it's,
Is that in cursive?
it's not any good anymore. Like, I don't even want to say what's on here. I wrote this a
Believe
few
in
weeks
yourself.
ago.
Wait, my favorite part is that that's probably written on there.
Yeah. First line.
It's
I don't want to say
okay,
that.
rip up
It says,
speech now.
act sad.
Joven is the Bo Burnham of commencement speeches.
I wrote this speech weeks ago in preparation for this. And unfortunately, just in a matter of days, this speech no longer holds any truth or holds any guidance for anyone here. Because we now live in a time when everything changes day to day. The rules are reset. Anything that should have been done cannot be done. It's the Wild West all over again. And I'm here to tell you, the class of 2020, it's all fucked up and the world is ending. Everything's on fire and it's not fine. And that isn't a bad thing. I'm excited for you because everything that you're about to do is new. There are no more ways that it should be done. That disappeared a long time ago. It's no longer up to the people before you to set a world that you'll live in. It is now up to you to create the Wild West that you want to ride through. Jump on your horse, see that setting sun, and ride into it and make your own world. Because at this time, it's not about making a difference in the world. It's not about making a difference in other people's lives. It's about making a difference with you. I'm excited for you because you get to do something that I never had the opportunity to do. Walk into a world that is just a blank canvas. It's yours and yours alone to create what you want to see. So, good luck, because you're gonna need it.
And
There was more.
You've been playing a lot of open world games, haven't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Mari said you played a lot of open world games, so I think I feel like that's my cue.
Okay.
Oh.
And coming up to the stage to address the class of 2020, we have Amra.
Oh, that name we get right.
Dear class of 2020, congratulations.
I'll
You've
do it like
made it.
Obama.
Do it like Obama? Oh, okay, I got you. Oh, man, I haven't done Obama in so long. Okay. Dear class of 2020, congratulations, you've made it. You beat the tutorial. Now, here's where the real game starts. For those of you who are just beating the vanilla tutorial, you may choose to move on to the commonly pay-to-play advanced tutorial. And for those of you conquering the advanced tutorial, congrats. Let's hope that DLC pays for itself. Either way, you're in the game now. Here's my mantra. I'ma pass it on to you. Learn the game, play the game, change the game.
Nice.
It's open world sandbox rules. That's just how it works. If you don't like the rules, there's plenty of mods and hacks out there. But beware the risk of the banhammer. This is your time to create the interactive experience you want. The one you've been dreaming of. So, first question I'd like to ask you, for you to ask yourself as you develop and create your experience, what do you want to do? Then, how are you going to do it? Don't let these questions put you in a tizzy. You're not in trouble. I'm not the FBI. You have plenty of life to come to an answer. It's a play process, not a process of panic. The panic won't serve you. So, as you're on your journey, you got this. It's about time, patience, and continued education. Just because you're out of the tutorial doesn't mean you've learned everything about the game. It is far more vast and interesting than you could ever imagine. So treat yourself and teach yourself. You're gonna make mistakes, so goes growth. There was a time when you couldn't walk or talk. You have plenty of respawns as long as you hit continue. So, congratulations, you beat the tutorial. There were a silly amount of tests, but all of that was to prepare you for this grand game we call life.
Damn, that's really good.
I
well done.
love
That
it,
was really
man.
good. Also, I cannot possibly imagine that not in Obama's voice now.
Yeah, sounds great.
Can I go back to create a character because I got some fixes I need to make.
That's a pay to play.
Dude.
Next up is Wesley Allen Yolson?
Yes, that is correct. Thank you.
Jeez.
Dear class of 2020, congratulations, you've made it through. You started your college career with giant aspirations and quickly realized that mounting student debt, hangovers, and frozen burritos do have a detrimental effect on your lives. But it's okay, because you have graduated. You've pushed through the hardships of college. You got to those finals on time, even though you only had an hour of sleep, and you've made it here to this stage today. You had some friends who thought you couldn't do it when you were in school, but here you are, standing before them, proving them wrong. Congratulations to all of you. You have so much to look forward to in your lives. The world is a changing place, and it is changing for the better. Be a part of that change, and make the world truly yours. Thank you, class of 2020, and I look forward to seeing what advancements you make in this world.
Nice.
Did anyone expect that to end with the phrase, and welcome to Skynet?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I was thinking welcome to Westworld, but that's just because that's what my mind was on.
I was
Something like that.
That was
I kind of
so-
wanted to end it with welcome to the Oasis.
Yes. That's
Yeah, there you go.
I love that.
Hello and welcome Which hat would you like to wear? The white hat or the black hat?
Audiobook West, can you introduce our last final speaker?
Coming now to the stage, we have David Lasercorn Moss.
Hey, how you doing, everyone? Can you all, can you just log out of TikTok for just a second?
We can't hear you.
Can you
Yo, I'm TikToking this, bro. I'm TikToking it.
Can you stop? Can you put your Ashley? Can you stop doing a TikTok? Okay, we're gonna let
I'm
her finish.
Snapchatting this to all my friends.
Okay, shut up. Shut up! Shut up, children. All right. First of all, I'm going to apologize. I'm sorry that your school could not get Will Smith. I'm sorry that they could only afford me. But I'm what you got, and I'm here to give you a speech. So let's do that. So as you enter the workforce and the world in general, you may be looking around thinking things are kind of bleak. With the global pandemic and the racism still being a thing, and murder hornets. Who saw that coming? But in times like this, you got to look to the silver linings. Like, people are coming together to fight injustice and inequality, and companies are learning that a lot of people can work from home, and bear falcons aren't a thing yet. Are they? Don't fact check me. It's 2020. Are there bear falcons? It wouldn't surprise me at this point. Anyway, point I was trying to make is, you guys can handle anything. I mean, what else could they possibly throw at you? And the future is yours to make what you want. And we're counting on you. So good luck, because we don't really know what we're doing, and I think we've made that clear. Good luck.
I demand a bear falcon shirt.
Bear falcon shirts.
Bear falcon shirt.
A flying bear.
A bear
As long
falcon.
as it's not squirrel punch.
No,
you
punch
want
merch
those
is
squirrel
happening.
punch
No
shirts.
more squirrel punch.
Yo, I would rock the
They're gonna
bear
sell
falcon
so hard.
one.
Bear falcon versus squirrel punch. Let us know which ones you
Bear
want to see down
falcon.
below. So if you weren't inspired enough by these, after a quick little break, we are going to be talking about our advice to the high school versions of us. So before we jump into these rousing
Stop saying rousing.
Advice sections, we've got a little bit of this for you. And here we are, looking back, some of us 10 years, some of us 50 years, trying to give advice on what we were and who we were in high school. And we hope that this advice hits you as well, whether you're in high school or college or an adult as well. I don't know what's going to come from this. Maybe more bear falcons. So who wants to go first to give their advice to high school them?
For instance, simple thing, don't take yourself so seriously. And it's something that I think every young person struggles with, where it's especially you're in high school, you start going through puberty and all that stuff or whatever, and it's you're always worried about yourself and what people think of you and stuff. And I think if I had, I felt like I always had this feeling I don't care what people think of me, but in reality, it's you still have that feeling the world centers around me, everyone's looking at me, everyone's judging me. So I think part of that is the recognition that everyone has the same insecurities. But yeah, it's not so serious, the things that you're worrying about then. They're much bigger problems.
Yeah, and to kind of add to that, I think that right there, hearing that information, I think is a common thing for high school kids to hear.
Mm-hmm.
I think that what
You
should
have to
be
live
said,
it.
yeah, it's you have to live it, you have to go through it, but also remember that the most popular kid in school feels that same way, has the same insecurities, is constantly thinking about what they're doing, and they aren't paying as much. You might be a distraction at time to someone, as someone else might be a distraction to you. But everyone is worried about what they're doing, and everyone is worried about what they're wearing and what they're saying in class. Everybody has those same feelings. Your thoughts aren't unique.
Yeah.
Okay, that one took a dark turn there at the end.
Maybe at your school the most popular kid had those thoughts, but At my school, Johnny Blitzer, no way.
There was a
He
motherfucker
cool.
named Johnny
No, I know.
Blitzer.
There is no Johnny Blitzer. I was making a joke.
I was like, Johnny Blitzer is set for life on that
Yeah,
name
his
alone.
name is Johnny Blitzer.
That is an 80s movie villain for sure.
Yeah, it really is.
Yes.
yeah.
So accurate.
yeah.
I'd like to think that Johnny Blitzer was the star like linebacker, you know.
There's no star linebacker.
I can't believe you guys thought that was a real name.
That's where the Get Blitz name came from.
He just shoves kids. Get blitzed.
He's getting blitzed.
And he's like chugging from the keg and stuff, going get blitz, and like pouring the beer all over himself.
Guys,
Blitz,
seriously,
blitz, blitz, blitz.
why do we not have any merch? I would wear a Johnny Blitzer shirt.
It's a Johnny Blitzer jersey.
Yeah.
You know what that made me think? Well, so all of that in terms of going back to the subject, one of the things that I think I never realized in high school that I found very, very useful is that even when it comes to like learning math, like, you know, learning different things like that, there's way more ways to approach things. Because I feel like a lot of times you feel like you're pigeonholed by the teacher and that teacher's method. But now, I mean, and this comes with, you know, the expansion of the internet and seeing all of these different things where different teachers teach different ways. And I never got the opportunity to, while I was being developed by the system, I never got the opportunity to see the many different ways. I was taught this way. There were specific things that really just did not work for me. My brain, you know, and this is another thing that we didn't have, but my brain, you know, doesn't function like everyone else's. You know, things were were still very standardized while I existed in school. So now that I'm out and things all status quos are being challenged. And in that, we're seeing the diversity of mind and the diversity of method to develop all of us as humans. And so I would really have to let my younger self know that everything that I see and everything that I want to do, that there are thousands, probably millions of ways to do that same thing. It's about finding your peer group, like, because a lot of, if you don't know something and if you're told that you're doing it wrong or that it's wrong, you tend to shy away from it, especially when you're told that by the people you trust to help you. So, we didn't have the search tools we have now.
Yeah, there's
so
more than
I
one way
would
to
say
solve a problem, and like you only learn one when you're in school most of the time.
I feel like it's going back to the open world sort of analogy that you made earlier, where it's like lateral thinking was kind of the only way that we were allowed to think for a long time. And it's like, if you don't think this way, then you're doing it wrong. But I do think that, you know, there's companies now that hire people who think out of the box specifically for that reason, because they don't want people to think all the same way. It's a different generation, and I think the biggest idea I would love to instill is like, things change, man. It's not things don't stay stagnant the way that the world thinks that things should be, or the way that it should be.
This is graduating from high school.
Well, not just
Anytime.
like
Yourself
just
in
like
general,
your
yeah,
Sometime
why-
in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I could just speak to that version of me, I would just like look him in the eye and be like, you really have to believe in your own ability to invest in Amazon. Invest everything you can in Amazon right now, quickly. I don't know how much long time I have before I pay back to the future, but take all of your money and put it into Amazon.
You know, I just really
Take all
was
that bar
not
mitzvah money.
expecting that.
You weren't really.
I wasn't.
I'd be
I
set
thought
for
he was
life.
gonna give a sincere answer. I really, really did.
You were dressed.
I get baited every single time.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Lasercorn has a specific cadence that could go either way. Where,
Yes.
you know?
I kind of want to take this prompt and kind of turn it on its side for Lasercorn and kind of give you a modified version of it.
Turn it on its head.
Yeah, that too.
It's just on its.
Let's say Tyler finds this video in 10 years. What information do you want him to take from
Why
this?
haven't you invested in Amazon yet, Tyler?
Still prices have only gone up.
I could have a Lamborghini right now.
What info? Oh man, that's putting me on the spot. That's something I would like have to think about. Like high school. What would I say to high school Tyler?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the main thing I would say is that high school feels like it kind of feels like the whole world, like everything, like the beginning, middle, and end, and it really is just the beginning. It's like you could go anywhere, do anything from here. Like I never envisioned where I would be at. 10 years after high school. It was impossible. YouTube wasn't even a thing yet. So I think the main thing is don't put yourself in a box, or don't think just because you had a goal or something you were working towards in high school that don't get tunnel vision and be like, this is the only thing I can be, or the only thing that will make me happy. Because like the world is full of possibilities, man, and there's so much out there. There could be in a year something could come along. New careers could be created that you hadn't even imagined before, and don't lock yourself out of that just by seeing only what you have been seeing.
That's great.
Yeah,
Damn, he
and I
just
mean-
put it on him.
We pulled it out of him.
Serious.
Sometimes it's about asking the right questions.
The feels answer.
yeah.
You just had to put it on its side, Joven.
Turn it on its side.
Never stop. Never give up on the things you believe in, and always keep pushing those, because at the end of the day, you will feel much better for it. So don't doubt yourself for standing up for what you believe in.
That's beautiful.
I think, man, you guys are giving such, good universal advice. I had a problem when I was in high school, and I recognized it
Premature
when I was much older.
ejaculate. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah,
That's not just a high school problem.
Much younger. I don't know if you could believe this. I lied a lot. Like in junior high, like made people think I was in Star Wars Episode 2. I lied about like, dude, it worked. Hey, stupid people will be stupid, right? But then like,
Joven, I think I used to do the same thing.
yeah.
No,
You also lied about being in Star Wars Episode 2?
Episode 2.
I feel like people tell white lies all the time.
But this wasn't like a white lie thing. This was like I didn't realize it then. I lied about stuff so that I would believe it, so that I would love the life that I was talking about. And
Wow.
I didn't recognize, like
You made
I
up a
wanted
twin
to pretend
brother.
like yeah, I made up that I had a twin brother so that there was someone that was like actually popular and cool. I made up being in Star Wars because I wanted people to like me and think I was important. I made up stories about knowing my biological father because like it was my way of coping and trying to understand a life that I didn't really understand. There was a lot. I just lied all of the time, and I wasn't lying to other people. I was lying to myself.
Finding out why you lie, and at the core, usually people lie to protect, whether they're lying to themselves, whether they're lying to someone else, and there's multiple forms of protection, whether you're protecting your own feelings, whether you're protecting, your status, someone else's status. So you were protecting yourself. You were doing your think to protect yourself from
just even
the
mentally.
reality of the situation. And I
And
think
It's like a cognitive
Yeah.
dissonance thing where it's like, this is who I want to be and this is who I am, so I'll lie as a shortcut to get there.
For sure.
And if there was like a hard truth that like one of the audience members could take from this is if you notice yourself lying about something, like it's not going to be easy. It's going to be very difficult. But if you recognize that you're lying about something, ask yourself why you're lying about it, and are you actually lying to someone else, or are you lying just to yourself? And I think
lies hold weight. That lies, you have to remember all of that, and you have to believe it, and that's where you come to a point of delusionment.
So, the one thing I was thinking that I would love to impart to myself, but it's this thing where, like, when I was younger, like, I went through a very predictable pattern in my life where my parents would give me some kind of advice or thing I should be doing. I would, like, be stubborn. I would live the mistake, and then I would be like, you were right. But I always needed to live it for myself, and I feel like that's, like, so often the case. And one of those things I felt like I was told in general is I don't know, like, what the exact way to phrase this, but it's like, education is a privilege, and, like, you should take advantage of it. And, like, that's something that you hear, but, like, when you're in school, you're just like, like, yeah, whatever, school sucks, you know, like, and it's hard to look at it that way because so much of school is focused on just getting good grades. And I felt like it took until I graduated college to be like, why was I so worried about grades? A grade is literally just a measure of what you know.
Based on the limitations of the system.
Yeah.
And I don't know a lot of the stuff I learned anymore because I would cram for the test because the only thing I was focused on was getting the grade. I would get the good grade, and then I would memory dump all of it or half of it or whatever the percentage is. But, like, the thing I would want to impart to myself, but I don't even know if it's possible because I feel like a lot of people have to live and make the same mistake to realize, is, like, school is about learning, and you should take advantage of the time to learn. You're going to have subjects that you're forced to take that you're not interested in. Maybe that's a discussion also. Like, maybe we should be allowed to choose the subjects we do. If I'm not good at math and I need 10 different tutors teaching me to make me good at math, maybe math's not my thing and I shouldn't have to take math. Like, maybe I can focus on something else. Like, I think obviously you need some basic math, but it's like, does everyone really need to take calculus?
Does everyone need to take algebra?
I went to agricultural
seriously.
school. We didn't have calculus.
That's
how
cool.
many-
But, like,
How many pints of milk from a cow gets divided into...
I could milk a heifer.
but
No,
like
I
the
think
thing,
you're right though, Sohin. Like I don't think when we were in school, and I think maybe you know, the younger generation now understands this word much better. But I feel like when we were in school, we did not hear the word privilege thrown around at all. Like I don't remember a time when I was told you getting to go to school is a privilege. There
That's
are
the
kids
difference.
who cannot go to school. There are kids
And
that
Yeah, but if you
don't
gave
have
that
this
advice
access.
to younger
And I think that's-
you, would you actually listen to that advice, though? Like, would you be accepting of that information?
well,
Right.
but and what you just said is the key. It's we felt like you have to go to school, not you get to go to school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
and so I think like that's the thing is like education is purely an opportunity and it is what you make of it. And like I don't even know if I could say this to my kids because unfortunately the way the system is like grades do matter, but it's like don't worry
yeah,
about
the
your
system's broken. Hopefully by
it's-
then, you know,
Right.
it'll be fixed.
But it's like the thing I would want to impart to my kids, like I don't ever want to punish my kid for getting a bad grade. It's like it's okay, like we'll work on it together. Like but your grade is not what you should worry about. You should worry about learning. Like don't even worry about the grade. Or if you learn it, the grades will come. But like worry about the learning and appreciate and enjoy the learning process and don't worry about the end result as much because all that is a reflection of how well you understood. And if you don't understand yet, that's fine. We'll get you there.
Everyone has the ability to gamify the situation. If it's too serious, it becomes too stressful. So how do you turn it into a point where
Yes.
it's not a thing of stress, rather a thing of play to growth?
That's good.
Yeah.
I think for the advice that I would give myself, I don't know if I would. I would hope that I would listen, but it's the same saying as like it gets better. I think when I was in high school, I really didn't think that it was going to get better. I thought that was going to be my life, my entire life, and there were extremely dark times and times that I wanted to take my life, and I think that high school me could have never, she would have never fathomed the experiences that I've had, and would have never guessed that she would be using her voice to talk to 5 of her best friends, and alongside it a huge community of people, and impact people and have any sort of voice. And so I think the advice is to just keep going. Just keep going.
Love you, Maury.
Yeah.
And
think you're okay, Maury.
I love all of you. And I think what I would add to that is like not only does it get better, but your ability to handle things gets better. So it's like even like I feel like the problems I'm facing now are harder than the problems I faced then, but I'm much more well equipped mentally
you're
and
experienced
yeah.
now.
So
Yeah, I'd look at young Joven, slap him twice, and be like, the things that you're going through, it ain't nothing. Everyone goes through this.
Well,
Shut up.
I mean, to really call out, and this is, I'm just gonna lean all the way into it because we really talk about, like, as a person who is a suicide attempt survivor and recognizing that that's a thing that a lot of high schoolers really contemplate, and they really think, that may be the answer. I'm going to make them sorry, or, well, maybe it would be better if it's without me. That's not the answer. And that's what you're talking about, Mari, and how it gets better. I think that's the thing that they really need to understand. And even talking about in the beginning, like how, you are the crafter of your life, and to snuff your flame before you even remotely properly developed, you'd only be taking your gift from the world before you even get the chance to figure out what your gift to the world could possibly be. And you may not figure it. You're not likely to figure it out in your teens. You're probably not going to figure it out in your 20s, or some people don't find out in their 30s and 40s, but you do eventually find out. And so really recognizing that, this moment in time in your life, this is not the end all be all of your existence. You have such a far greater existence. It looks like you made it. It looks like you're out. No, this is just a beginning.
Man, that advice isn't just for high school youth.
Yeah.
That advice is
For everyone.
for me.
It's
For real.
But like, it is this unfortunate thing where even like, I remember thinking about it, and I had a great childhood, and it wasn't like I ever, like, the thought that I had, like, it would flash across my head, and then I would get mad at myself. I would be like, no, you would never do that. Why would you even think about doing that? But even like someone that like comes from a really good situation, like, growing up is hard, and like the thoughts like flash across your mind, like when you're struggling with something, you're like, what if I did that? And even if you immediately tell yourself like, no, don't do that, or no, I would never do that, it's like everyone like struggles with those thoughts at some point.
You're not
Yeah.
alone.
Not alone, and we're very glad you're here now, and living examples of why it's important to stick around and persevere through.
Shit got deep, yo!
Yeah, this started off
Shit
real.
got
What would you
deep!
tell
Really
high
did.
That was
school?
the first time that I cried doing our pod, man.
I see, man, these stupid remote shoots. I can't wait to film these with you in person.
Yeah, I
again.
want
I
to give
can't
all
wait
of
to
you
give all you a
hug.
hug.
I want to give all of you a big group
No,
hug.
I didn't say anything about hugging anyone. Okay, let's not go
We'll
there.
hug you.
All right, so that's been our main topic and our icebreaker, and now we're gonna get into your guys' questions, where we talk directly to you. But before we get into that, we got a little treat for you. Enjoy.
What is up, you guys? I'm here to show you something that is really cool and near and dear to me. Those of you that watch my Twitch stream know that I am a huge fan of Hunt Showdown, or just anyone that has ever paid attention to my Twitter. It's very cool. I recommend you checking it out. But what I want to show you today is something really special. I helped design a skin in the game. This is something that I got to do, just something that Crytek did for me, because I've always been supporting, and it really means the world to me that they wanted to do it. So I wanted to show you guys right now. It's called the Black Mamba. It is a Nitro Express rifle. This is a skin for the most powerful weapon in the game. And basically what I told them was I wanted it to be black and gold. I wanted to have black mamba snakes wrapped around the barrels. And this is what their design team did with it. As you can see, those of you that might be familiar, this is actually what a black mamba looks like. And the snakes wrap around the barrel all the way down where there's another head of the snake here at the end of the barrel. And they have this really cool engraving on the end, you can see on the right there, right around here. And then, of course, the sight. The sight just looks really cool as well. Big props to the Crytek team. You guys can get this in-game right now. If you go to the store and go to the Legendary section, you can buy the Black Mamba skin for 500 blood bonds, I believe, is the in-game price. So go ahead, go in, get the skin. Thank you guys so much for your support, and back to the show.
Whew, all right, that was fun. I'm gonna shake off some of like the seriousness there. And Mara, do you have 6 questions from our audience?
I do. The first one comes from Danielle Coram. She asked, how has COVID affected the way you create content, and how have you all adapted to that?
Well, you're looking at it.
You're looking at our adaptation strategy as we all shift from box to box.
All right, our second question comes from Destiny Williams, an elite. She She asks, if you could pick one show that has ended to give another season, what would it be?
Firefly.
That's a fantastic answer. God damn you.
God dang it, Lasercorn, you stole mine.
I said
I'll
it
come up with another
first.
one.
Ha
You did.
I don't like that answer anymore.
Cowboy Bebop. Spike didn't actually die. Second season.
But it was such a.
It
It
was
was
a
so
perfect. It
good,
was a perfect
though.
ending.
So
Well,
good,
okay,
though.
okay. All right. Cowboy Bebop spin-off.
Wait, that's not a new
It's
season
called
then.
Carol and Tuesday.
My answer is not what Sohinki would expect me to say, but Seinfeld.
Ooh, why?
It is very.
Why?
Because-
How long was that show on? Do they really need more?
Nine
Another
seasons.
But it was always such a good reflection of its time and how like day to day nothingness actually did exist. And there's jokes about it online. There's subreddits and where people
Modern
write what
Seinfeld is such
Jerry
a good
would go through.
account.
Yeah, and it is such a good account. And I would love to see their take on what's happening in current times. I think it's good. I don't know. I think it's good. Like George Costanza trying to do Tinder would be funny.
I would love to see another season of In Living Color.
Ooh.
Damn.
Deep cut.
Bring Jim Carrey
Man,
back.
Bring it back. Yeah, now's the time. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Mine's Pushing Daisies.
Oh, it's so good. You're right.
It's so good.
Mine
very
would be Penny Dreadful because I don't know where the heck Josh Hartnett went, but I love him as an actor and I loved Penny Dreadful. Okay, next question comes from Jeff Graham. Is there something you guys are looking forward to doing after quarantine for the channel or for yourselves?
Yes.
Hugs.
There
Photo
is.
shoots.
Photo
Huh?
shoots! Yes!
Photo shoots, yeah.
I just
Lots
really
of
love
hugs.
Yeah.
I miss board games. I miss board games a lot.
You know,
That's a
guys,
good
I
one.
really miss. I feel like all this time inside, my immune system must have gotten weak, and so I really looking forward to strengthening my immune system again at a water park.
You're just gonna open mouth kiss the pool.
Yeah.
Ew! Do not
Wait.
Do not like.
That was mine. Did you know?
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Water
I,
parks? Wait, you guys
I had
like
a-
water parks?
Unironically,
I can't
or-
believe. Yeah,
No, I was joking.
So before I didn't know if you laughed at the end of that, and I thought it's because you knew you were stealing mine somehow.
Oh no,
Before-
I
You
was
just
just
Before
joking.
picked it out of your
quarantine,
brain.
like literally before it hit, I got a Groupon deal for Great Wolf Lodge, which is an indoor water park, which
You
combines two things that are perfect for me: my hatred of the sun with my love of water parks. And yeah. And we were supposed to go. It was supposed to be the whole family. We've been there before. Me and Tyler loved it. We did the lazy river, the wave pool, all the slides and stuff. And we were set to go again. And then COVID hit, and they're like, "We're refunding your money." And
You're like, I don't want your
you're not going to Great
refund.
Wolf.
I want to
Yeah.
go to the Great White Lodge.
I want to go to Great Wolf.
Oh, to be young and to not care about all the urine in the water.
Yeah, I mean, there's that, but that's any pool. I mean, you might as well never go swimming.
Jacob Wood asks, if you could play any anime character in a live action film, who would it be? Gender or race swap are fine for this.
Oh man, that's a fun
That's
question.
really
It's
good.
a fun question.
That's really good.
I would be One Punch Man, because it's like
I mean, you just
You
not
are
be
a
in danger
One Punch
ever.
Man.
because derpy One Punch Man is exactly who I am, and then like strong heroic One Punch Man is who I wish I could be. So there you go.
I'm gonna jump in just because you said One Punch Man. I'll be your Genos.
You would
Nice.
be a perfect Genos.
Yeah,
That's
you
great.
would be a great Genos.
All I heard is Wes wants to be Sohinki's genitals.
Because Joven doesn't know what anime is.
Because he can't read the subtitles.
Not at all.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Oh wait, I would be man, I would be Goku. I would be Goku. I was trying to say Oob because Oob is, the one who comes after Goku basically, but I would be Goku.
And going along with you, FLitz, I would also love to be Future Trunks.
Oh, that's great.
It's a cosplay that I've wanted to do actually.
You still can. I believe in you.
Your old center part haircut is like Future Trunks. Just
So
as
we gotta-
purple.
Well,
Let's do a photo sheet where I'm Broku and you're Wunks.
Cool.
can
Done.
I
We
join
got
in this
this.
photo shoot? Because I really would love to be Galactic
Piccolo.
Patrolman Jocko.
I guess maybe like Levi from Attack on Titan?
Yeah, I could
I
see
had a feeling
that.
you were gonna say Attack on Titan, but I thought you were gonna say the Colossal Titan or something.
Ooh.
I could, but you have the Levi eyes though.
I want to be Yoruichi from Bleach. It's the girl with purple hair who can also turn into a cat. And she's got that
okay.
sexy boyfriend too.
I feel like if Joven was an anime character, he would want to be he would want to be Light.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah,
Light's
that's
a great-
accurate.
Death Note.
Yeah,
Light's a fantastic character. God.
it's so good, so
good.
good.
Thank
So he
you.
would have the Death Note.
I'll take the compliment.
Yeah.
But he couldn't spell anyone's names correctly, so no one would die.
That's
How many
hilarious.
H's are in Megan?
All right, this comes from Nadir, who is a Patreon knight. We're throwing in a knight in this time. He asks, what are the behind-the-scenes strengths of each NE6 member? Example, editing, video ideas, social media, etc. Well, this is some NE6 like insider information, but all of us have differing things that we tackle. Some of them kind of merge into each other, but I think we've all been able to tackle all the work behind the scenes of NE6 by utilizing what we're best at. And so Sohinki, you've been taking post-production and organizing all of us beans and all of our footage and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm not good at organizing though. I don't know why you gave me this job.
But man, I'll say it. You have stepped up in a way that I did not imagine seeing.
Hell yeah, dude.
So,
For
Thank
sure.
you, Sohinki. Yeah.
Lots of late nights and lost sleep over it, but Wes and FLitz have been amazing community leaders on Patreon and Discord, and Lasercorn's been doing pre-production. No, Joven's been doing pre-production. Is that right?
Joven and Lasercorn, right?
No. Yeah, we kind of, our stuff is hand in hand. I think the pre-production column goes to Lasercorn. I am the production column, and then Mari is like the PR and messaging and the voice of the channel.
And I feel like we all like
And then-
dip our hands into every part of it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're all doing socials, which I think is really
And, yeah.
cool. Like,
So if you're ever wondering who's posting what, it's one of us at any given point in time.
all right, the last question comes from Vanguard Dean. He asks, what's your favorite mythology? Mine is Norse, but begin researching Celtic. So I think it's any sort of mythology. Ooh, our Smite knowledge might come in handy here.
I mean, mine is clearly ancient Egyptian Kemetic. I lived there philosophically and mentally, and
Your roots.
it really affects how I exist in an interesting way. So, yeah,
Yeah, Shinto for me. What can I say? The roots.
yeah.
I don't know that I have a favorite because like I feel like my knowledge of mythology is like an amalgamation of like all of them. Like I know pieces from each one, like Norse, Greek, whatever. Like I feel like I like only know pieces of each one, and I don't know any one of them better than the other. So I'm gonna cop out and just say like I just think mythology is interesting.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Nice.
For me, I do very much agree. I love Norse mythology, but Greek mythology just captured me when I was younger. I absolutely loved it, and I did so much reading. It just, Greek mythology for me, for sure.
As much as I enjoy mythology and, Smite, I think I'm going to go with a weird answer. I'm going to go with some modern mythology, and the lore behind some of the Magic the Gathering planes I find so fascinating, and it really is like modern mythology.
Aren't they kind of based on?
No, not all the time. Like
Yeah.
Theros, is dips into like some Greek mythology for inspiration, but like the way that they write their stories and these long forming epics with their characters, I don't know. I think it's modern mythology.
Well, you see the poster back there. I've always been into the mythology behind like Game of Thrones, going so far as to like read the prequels and where the dragons came from and how the Targaryens,
Yeah, I don't
bonded
know
with the
anybody else that
dragons.
did that.
Yeah. So yeah, I was pretty deep into that mythology, trying to figure out the different places. I even read some of Martin's things about how he named
Scribbles on a
places.
napkin?
Yeah. What? No. Just interviews where he was describing how he named the places that like people never visit and stuff. And like he's like some of them had like Lovecraftian influences. And then he's like, and I just ran out of names at one point and just started making stuff up. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, the Game of Thrones lore I was really into. It's so sad to see what they did with the TV show, but the books I still feel like are great and probably the best fantasy I've ever read, and I look forward to the next one coming out.
Those are all the questions.
Oh,
Oh, was it?
Those are all the questions, and today our Jovenism will be said by Sohinki.
I will. Wait, did I get it?
I just sent it.
I'm so excited for this.
This Jovenism comes from February 9th, 2016. This is speaking of tweeting game trailers after their layoff. Quote, did you tweet them? I did. You know, cast the first stone.
All right, guys, that's been our episode today. Remember, we want to see in the comments below what you think we should name the show, and we'll do that in the near future. Again, check out the Patreon if you haven't already, and that's it from us. Thanks,
I don't
bye!
even know what that
For
means.
context,
Yeah,
this
I
is when
don't-
Defy was laying off a bunch of gaming channels, including game
Game
trailers.
trailers.
And
I
we're
don't
like,
even
oh
know what
man,
he-
that sucks. And they were friends of ours, and then Joe.
He's just throwing
That's
rocks
so
at
weird
him.
because
Why are you
Was
throwing
I-
rocks at our friends?
yeah, normally you know what he was trying to say, but I can't even think of what he was trying to
Yeah,
say.
I know.
He's trying to.
I'm gonna say that
He's trying
you
to say
typed
like,
it
did
down
you know
wrong.
reach out first? Did you like extend the olive branch? Not olive branch, but it's like, did you like reach
So I
out to
just
them? Did you?
really use the wrong
Is there
phrase.
something that sounds like Cast the First Stone?
Yeah.
Well,
The ye without
No.
saying cast the first
Yeah.
stone. So you're not even close to the right thing.
yeah,
I
no,
love-
you
I
weren't
love
even next
them.
to right.
Yeah, no, I wasn't. Just
Next to
No,
wrong.
in the
that
wrong.
was
Yeah.
That's so
Far
sweet.
from right.
yeah.